Yo, welcome to the show. Welcome to Saturday before WrestleMania. The road is getting much shorter. I am one of your hosts, DMC Grizzle. Let's go around the ring and introduce ourselves.
Hi, everybody. I'm Orlando from Fort Lauderdale. It's the calm before the storm.
Yes, and I am Bryana from Portland, Oregon.
Pray for everybody. Very excited to be here.
Mm-hmm.
We have so much that we can discuss, but we're going to try to get through a lot of stuff very quickly. And we'll just kind of go through the different brands and talk about either shows that happened the past week. We don't have to go over everything on the show.
Yeah.
Just highlights what we're looking forward to and how we reacted to the individual shows this past week. So let's start with AEW Dynamite, which I thought was another exceptional episode of AEW Dynamite that started off with the return of Christian Cage. What did you think about Cage versus Kaz, Bryana?
I actually really enjoyed it. I know that it's getting a lot of hate from both sides, but for me, I thought it was good. Was there some missed spots? Yeah, a little bit missed timing, but other than that, I think that was one of Christian's better matches that I have personally seen. So for me, I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to AEW. I've seen him take bumps there that I haven't seen him take stylistically in any other company. But I will say that I'm not too familiar with his stuff from Impact Wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know someone who is, though, Orlando.
Yes, me. Hi. For me, it was a little off, but after realizing that it was his first match in 9 years, of course he's going to be a bit rusty. I don't know if maybe he trained with Edge, to get some rust off. I mean, he did do the Royal Rumble, but I think it's a little different, and plus it was a little quick, so I don't know if for me, it's just his stuff in TNA Impact was really good. He had some good character work, some good wrestling matches. If anybody has the Impact Plus, check out him versus Kazarian. They had some stellar matches back then, so that's why they had to put them together, because Christian trusts him, and Kazarian, hasn't wrestled him in 15 years, maybe more than that.
15, maybe. I think, did they say their last match was in 2010 or something like that?
Was
it too late?
No, yeah, that would explain it, because I think he returned around that time to WWE. Mm-hmm. So around, yeah. So yeah,
I thought the match was great. I think when you get to watch veterans like this, the things that it's always the little things that they do so well that makes you appreciate the style of match that they're doing. The way that they sell punches, they make their punches look great. They make their kicks look great. They don't no-sell things when they're not supposed to. So I was actually really happy about this match. I'm not sure exactly what you expected from Christian Cage. You even got the diving crazy uppercut thing that he does. So I mean, I was just what I thought it was awesome. I was super happy, and it was cool because this the whole episode started with this kind of veteran match, and then the rest of the show was kind of about putting over young talent, which I thought was great. Because you saw Cesar Bononi. I thought he had a great match with Moxley. Laredo Kid with the Lucha Brothers, Good Brothers, and Kenny. Oh my God, that match was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the best matches of the year so far.
And it's interesting that Laredo Kid didn't kick out here.
Right. I agree.
Wait, what happened? I feel like
you don't remember when we watched the Triple A's the wrestling pay-per-view, and then it was him versus Kenny, and then he kind of kicked out at the end, but he still won the match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So here he actually didn't really kick out. So that's why I find it funny.
I actually forgot that it was those two going up against each other.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I need as much Laredo Kid in my life as I can get, which I guess he's hanging around Florida because he's in the GCW Acid Cup also. So I guess he's just hanging around Florida for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Probably. That's probably why. Maybe that's why they're probably using him. Maybe he doesn't have a contract with AEW. I mean, I would love him to be teaming with the Lucha Brothers, but I don't know what's up with Pac. Like he keeps like leaving and coming back. It's just like it's strange to me.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But Pac's a really private guy, so he might have something going on in his personal life. You know, like he never posts things like that on the internet. He's pretty much always the bastard. So
Yep.
I hope he's okay. Whatever he's or whoever he's dealing with is okay. We love you, Pac. We want you back.
Yes, please come back. We want that tag team battle. You know, between him and Felix versus the Young Bucks. I want to see that match.
What do we think about Arcade Anarchy?
I don't know how to. I think I need a little bit more time with them. I need some more time with them. You know,
you need more of this feud. Are you kidding?
No,
me?
no. I meant the group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. I'm saying the group. No. The match. No, that's done for. No.
I thought it was a great way to hopefully end this feud. I freaked out when Sue came back. That was awesome. I really liked all the items, and you know all the ticket values up, and they end up taking them down and using weapons. I love the whack-a-mole game.
Yeah,
I loved everything about this.
I like the stuffed teddy bear.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
Statlander came back.
Yeah, Chris Statlander. You know, I don't know if it will be done because Trent came back, so I don't know if he wants his revenge. So
I guess we're getting Miro versus Trent, so it's not quite over yet.
And then Chris Statlander versus Penelope, which it's criminally underrated that Penelope Ford is not being used because she is good, in my opinion.
Very good.
You know. So hopefully maybe this will help. Like I like this because now they added a female to their group. I think there's another female in another group. Oh yeah, with Matt Hardy's. So yeah, so they should start now adding more girls to these factions. You know, which I mean, I don't know how I feel about so many factions, but I mean it's working.
Where's my lady faction?
Thank you.
Well, there is one. There's one with Vicky and Jade and Nyla. So we are getting a faction. I think they're using the New Japan Pro Wrestling type of factions kind of thing. I'm okay with it.
Cool.
I want to see where they're going to go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, we might as well have, if we're going to go full factions, we may as well do the whole women's division too. Get everyone involved. Like, let's go. Let's get some more women on TV.
Exactly.
But it was a great episode of Dynamite.
That was good. Yeah,
definitely gave it a 4 out of 5 for me. 9 out of 10, even maybe 4.5.
I give it 8 3/4 out of 10.
Right. I'm cool with that. What's next on our list? Let's talk about WrestleMania. Let's just go ahead and talk about it. It's coming. it's gonna happen. It's 2 nights.
How do y'all feel about no kickoff? Like they're doing a kickoff on SmackDown instead of doing it on each night.
Cool.
You like it?
That's much better. I mean, if you're gonna put it on, you're either gonna put it on Fox or you're gonna put it on. I mean, yeah, that's obviously your best option for having the most possible people see it. So I think that's a good idea.
I kind of agree with that.
And it's a great way to get people to go, oh, there's gonna be 3 more hours of wrestling. What? Well, now maybe I should get the Peacock now. Which is weird that you would have to tune into Fox to them to convince you to go buy the Peacock network, but that's neither here nor there.
Strange times that we live in.
Yes, it is. The first night of Ring of Honor WrestleMania. I'm sorry, I mean WWE WrestleMania. New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos.
Okay, I need to call out Dave Metzler because, like, I think his frustration with WWE is showing. Like, he's like saying, like, "Oh well, Omos he doesn't really show much, but he's with AJ Styles, so it's probably going to be a fine match." Like, you don't know what he could do. I mean, not all of us know what he can do. I mean, he can have a stellar match. Like, look what happened with Ronda Rousey when she debuted on WrestleMania. So she had an amazing tag match. So
I agree. I can't wait to see what we see out of this situation, which has always screamed very much Shawn Michaels and Diesel to me. So we'll see if any of that kind of plays out in the future, and they become champions and break apart and feud over titles, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like with him, I think they're trying to give AJ being a Grand Slam champion because like he won like almost all the belts except for the tag titles. So
yep. Bad Bunny versus The Miz.
Bryana, how you feel?
I don't even know if I'm watching WrestleMania this year.
Oh God.
You're gonna watch it.
Probably because for us. But there's nothing for me that I'm excited about to see. We get Bad Bunny, Logan Paul. Bad Bunny I'm fine with. Logan Paul can go suck a dick. Actually, I say that like it's a bad thing.
He'll probably do
talking
it for a
about
certain
that the
amount
other
of
day.
money.
It's like, why is that an insult?
I know. That's not an insult. I don't know. I'm not excited about it at all. Like I feel like it's almost a chore to watch.
No, of course. A lot of people feel like that too. You know, like not like you. Like there's a lot of people that feel the same way, you know, regarding about this WrestleMania. I think it's because it's the pandemic and, you know, and it's, you know, they wish they could be at WrestleMania because, you know, being in WrestleMania was, you know, a good experience. I enjoyed when I went, you know. So
I like last year's WrestleMania a lot too. So I don't necessarily know if it's the pandemic for me. I just think that Vince has kind of almost lost his touch a bit in the fact that he's putting matches together that don't make sense. Like, I don't feel like he trusts his writers. I think that he's in panic mode and he's just trying to throw a good WrestleMania and build it to something that is just quite honestly not. And that's no disrespect to any of the wrestlers or anything. It's just the build-up for this event. And then, you know, to his credit, it may have a lot to do with wrestlers catching COVID and having to switch them in and out, and maybe nothing ended up as planned. But this seems really sloppy.
It is. But if you need a gym to a reason to watch night one for any at all, I think this is it. Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. There's no way this is going to be a bad match.
Oh no, of course not. No. Especially, I have a feeling that Cesaro is going to probably swing him more than. How many times did he swing him the first time? Was it like what, 22 times?
I think it's 22 or 23.
Yeah, so I think he'll probably swing him a lot more, and that will be a WrestleMania moment for Cesaro. So, and plus, like, I hopefully to see how many people are going to be there, just to see like the reaction to that.
I mean, I think that's the reason to watch it all, just to like. There's going to be 20,000 people there, you know, or 15 or however many, you know, they're allowed to have. Mm-hmm. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be wild, and they're going to have that shit cranked up in the microphones. And you know, maybe even if the whole show sucks, maybe like that alone will just carry it the whole way, just because we're all clamoring so much for that. Because you know, even though AEW has some fans, it's not like it's not like overpowering. You know, it still sounds like an indie show. So I don't know. It's gonna be cool. I'm not crazy about all the matches, but it's gonna be great to see that many people watching wrestling live. Yeah. Then we have a match that we're not going to talk about, and then we're going to talk about the WWE Championship with Lashley and Drew McIntyre. It's not happening. It's not real. I'm not believing it. It's just an excuse for Shane McMahon to fall off something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At WrestleMania. We all know.
Who is he going up against? Is it Braun?
Yeah.
God damn it. I guess we have to talk about it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. I feel like if Braun loses this match, his career is done. I'm sorry. He needs to win this match. He needs to destroy Shane the most brutal way that possible to like almost like write him off television for several months.
When's his contract up?
I think he signed a new contract.
Braun's a WWE guy. I don't see him going anywhere else.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't either. I'm talking like, what if they're just completely sick of him, and then they're just letting him go, and they don't care what happens to him?
No, I think
No.
that because he is such a WWE guy, I don't see them being like, oh, okay, there you go.
And plus, Vince has a boner for giants. You know, that's
Yeah.
why Omos is having his debut match
true.
at WrestleMania. You know, I mean, come on now. So,
I mean, if he's just there to put people over, I guess, and he's cool with it, that's fine. It just seems like he's been having a lot of problems ever since he made those questionable comments on Instagram. Like all of a sudden, he's been turned into a complete idiot.
Jackson Riker is
Not the
on
first
television. Jackson Riker is on television, and they fired Steve. What's the other guy from Forgotten Sons? Steve something. Yeah. So look at that. Like he made comments about, you know, so and Steve just had like what, COVID, and then like they just wanted to fire him for that. So I'm just like, come on.
You know. Anyway, moving on to fun stuff. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. I gotta think that this is all just to put Drew over in front of fans.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. You know what I hope for? This is what I hope for. I'm hoping that they're going to have an extended feud because I think Lashley should be a multi-time champion. I mean, they could trade the belts. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. No?
No, Bobby shouldn't have the belt.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, he kind of needs it now though because he doesn't have his faction anymore. Like they broke up the Hurt Business. Let's talk about that.
Let's
talk about how ridiculous that is.
Happen. Okay, I have a theory. I have a theory about WrestleMania and the faction. So what if the only way that he holds on to the title is if the faction comes in and helps and save it, and it's all a coup?
Oh.
Could be, and you could also set up something for Drew with somebody else if somebody else helps them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that actually, and it's the second to last thing in the night, so you can get away with that. You don't send people home on that.
Word. Yep.
Final match of the evening. So, where what I'm going by is a predicted match order. So but I think it all makes sense. And then SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. You got to think that Bianca's going over here.
I don't know.
What are we doing if we're not putting Bianca Belair over? What are we doing?
That's true.
Wait, what have we been doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be upset.
I actually hope Sasha retains.
What?
I honestly don't think Bianca has it yet. I think that her in-ring doesn't quite have it yet. I think she's great and has a ton of potential, and I definitely think that she's going to be a WWE Hall of Famer one day, but I don't think that she's ready for the belt yet.
Orlando.
I hear somebody breathing really hard all of a sudden.
I'll put my mic away.
For me, I would like it to be Bianca, but the whole Reginald thing pissed me off, man. They could have just easily just had those two women just like, you know, talk to each other, or like, you know, they didn't have to do that whole tag team thing. You know, they should not use that anymore. Like they should stop having like feuds, team together to face another team, which is stupid, you know, so they can cause tension, you know, like no.
Very run down.
You know, like look, like both of them like in the same ring together, just having a promo, just talking would bring that feud over, you know, in my opinion, you know. So I mean, I know it's probably going to be an amazing match because, you know, both of them are great wrestlers. They have it, in my opinion. But I think like, you know, the Bianca needs to take it.
I might be the only person in the world that likes Reginald because I like Reginald for two reasons.
No. I like Reginald too.
I think he's like funny.
But the thing is just that he didn't need to be in this feud. He could have been doing something with Nia, but somebody else being involved. Sure. They didn't have to involve the main. If this is supposed to be the main event, they didn't need to do this.
Here's what I like about it, though. It's a complete reversal of roles because in the past, what would you have? You would have one woman who's going around and she's playing everyone, and she plays, you know, the dirty woman that's, you know, that's playing everyone, and she's cute, and that whole stereotypical thing. But now you have a reversal of that. Reginald is the well-dressed man that's running around that's causing problems in the women's division, and I think it's hilarious, and I think it's actually something good that they have done when it comes to gender roles.
I could see that, maybe. I could see that.
I get what you're saying. Okay.
No, go ahead.
No.
You're gonna say?
No. I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
No. Now with that comment now, I need to hear it now.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
We'll defend you, don't worry.
They're just usually not good at this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You'll tell us later.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Okay.
Talk about it later.
Okay.
Night 2.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. No.
I'm just gonna say
Come on,
I just don't need to see like love interest in WWE right now because there's so many other ways. It's lazy writing to me.
Okay.
Totally.
No, that a lot of people said that. I think that's why people had an issue with the whole Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins interaction because it didn't make sense. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Is just that unfortunately, Becky is not too feminine in her character. Her character is very badass. She's very a fighter, She's
Right.
not very like women in distress kind of thing,
Right.
like normally how a typical woman would be,
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Seth Rollins comes and saves the day, whatever, because it almost diminishes her character in a sense at that time. But they knew, and then they separated them because because of how Seth's trajectory was changing. So
Right.
Mm-hmm. So no, I agree with you. No, there's no hot take on that. Yeah, no, a lot of people are saying they don't always have to have like a love interest, and then of course like us gay people is just like, well, what about when we have a gay wrestler? You're gonna have like a love interest for him and stuff,
That's so true.
I mean, I don't know how long that will be for Jake Atlas if he stays in the company, if he's gonna have a love interest,
I highly doubt that WWE will go that way anytime soon, at least in the next 5 to 10 years. I don't necessarily see it, only because they're barely announcing that, this wrestler is gay or lesbian or whatnot. That's barely a thing where they're like okay with it. Like it brings me back to regular television in 2004 when I think it was Will and Grace or Will and Jack, whatever his name was, had their first kiss on television. So how long did we have to?
Who was it?
Will and Grace, Jack.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta remember, like that was like, oh my god, that's almost 30 years ago.
That's my point. That is exactly my point. So it's taken WWE 30 years to even bring up kind of a gay character and have them just be. So that's why I'm saying I don't think we're gonna see a gay love interest outside of, what was it? HLA, Hot Lesbian Action.
Yeah. But here's the thing though. Remember like how Becky became the man, like, and she became a mainstream person because of her character. Now, mind you, remember 3 years before they were still doing divas matches in a sense, or calling them divas. Right. And then they changed it. So there is a progression. Sometimes it's forced to them to do it, so it could happen. So you never know. A lot of things could happen between 5 to 10 years from now. We may see Jake Atlas being the most popular star in NXT in 3 to 5 years from now. And then like if they decide to do it, then they could have like somebody if they want to play for that role. Like Jake Atlas said, like he wouldn't state his relationship publicly. Like I've seen some of his like Instagram stories that he said, like if somebody wants to do the role of playing the gay character or the gay wrestler to be his love interest, then he will be fine with that. So he's playing ball with the company to, if they decide to go that route.
They're very much 2 steps forward, 1 step, back, when it comes to things like this. Because what got me back into wrestling after such a long, long time away from watching all the time was the women's division. I came back, I was like, oh, Ronda Rousey's here. Who's Becky Lynch? Who's Bayley? Who are all these awesome people? And I'm like, okay, this is and the women's division was super hot, around then also. and now it's kind of tapered off a little bit, and that's fine. I think I think that it will come back. So they're definitely 2 steps forward, sometimes maybe 2 steps and then 3 steps back, but they'll get there eventually, I think.
Of course.
It's going to take a long time, though.
Yeah.
Asuka versus Rhea Ripley.
Oof. It's going to be hard hitting. I mean, even though it came like out of nowhere, but I'm happy for it,
Okay, so let's talk the tea on this match. We weren't really expecting. Oh, time out.
No, that's the T. Sorry, I'll make it a lowercase T.
Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate it. So let's think about this. We all knew that Charlotte Flair was supposed to be the one to go up against Miss Becky Lynch, right? Or I'm sorry,
Miss
Asuka.
Lacey. Well, okay, but let's go back. First was that Lacey Evans was supposed to get the title from Asuka, and then Lacey was supposed to face Charlotte. That was the story first. But then Lacey got pregnant, and then they decided to do Charlotte versus Asuka. But then Charlotte got COVID almost within the time frame of when WrestleMania was happening, and then her fiance/boyfriend decided to leave the company, so that's what stopped their storyline. So that's why they had to bring in Rhea Ripley so that they can have this match.
Gotcha.
So that's what happened. So
over under on Charlotte being added to this match Monday on Raw, or the day before out of nowhere with no explanation.
It's going to be Monday. Coming this Monday, they'll probably add her probably soon.
Triple threat.
Yeah, but if Charlotte wants to be like, okay, let me at least leave these girls to be, and then I'll come back the Raw after Mania, or if you just give me another match with somebody else, then I'll be,
this is gonna be interesting because if everything that they said about like her sticking up for Andrade is true and everything, it would be interesting to see how they. Oh, I'm finally not fuzzy anymore! Yay! Hooray! But it'd be interesting to see if she goes, if they try to bring her back and then put her over, and she just goes, "Oh yeah, okay, that's fine." I don't think she will. I think she understands that she needs to be putting someone over here if she gets added to the match, and I'm sure she will.
I'm kind of hoping she doesn't want to go. I hope she doesn't get added. Not that I don't like her and don't want to see her. It's just let them two have it. Last year it was Charlotte versus Rhea. Let's not have Charlotte in this one.
I'm so down. I'm super down. I think Charlotte is too. Honestly, she probably wants a break. What's next here? Probably Matt Riddle versus Sheamus. This could go either way.
Yeah. No, I think Sheamus should get it because he's been a workhorse. So,
yeah, I don't think Riddle loses anything, and they're gonna have a great match.
Of course,
no matter what happens. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. No way, this will not be entertaining.
Yeah, well, they added Logan Paul, so
yeah, that was weird last night. So that's going to be interesting. We'll have some Logan Paul antics, and that's about all I want to talk about him. Intercontinental Championship Big E versus Apollo Crews. This is going to be a great match.
Yeah,
I'd like to point out the fact that they have Omos on one show who is from Nigeria, and then they have Apollo Crews on SmackDown doing a fake Nigerian accent. You have a Nigerian person there. You could just allow them to speak. It's very interesting to me. But it's a good character. I like it a lot. It's just that's very weird to me.
I'm just glad that he's getting airtime.
I am too. I think it's a good character.
Sarah, I couldn't agree with you more. Logan Paul.
Yeah.
God, is that what I look like gagging?
Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna bounce out. I have to work. Sorry.
You're going to work?
Yeah.
Okay. That's been Orlando time.
Please follow us, subscribe, please. Give us a like here on our YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Comment.
I've got more to talk about, so I'm going to stay here and talk about things.
Yes. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Apollo is Nigerian? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I believe he's going to his roots.
Okay, cool. I'm cool with it. I'm all about it. I thought that was interesting. Okay, what's next? Randy Orton versus The Fiend. What do you think about this? What do you think about Crispy Fiend?
I hope that the rumors are true and that it's going to be Bill Dallas.
Right.
Other than that, it's fine.
There's supposedly been a rumor killer on that, but who knows if that's true or not. I mean, if anyone can get around that, it's Bray Wyatt. I love me some Bray. This storyline can be done though. For me, I'd like to see them do something else. Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan.
I want Daniel Bryan. That's it. That's all I have to say about it.
Is that selfish of us? Because that's what I want too. Even though
it deserves it.
I think it deserves it too. Although I don't know. I really liked the Planet's champion. I thought that was really clever and really funny. I'm not so crazy about him just kind of going back to the yes thing, and then it's something about it is missing for me, even though I want him to win. But I guess you could say that about this entire card. So, that is all of WrestleMania. NXT Takeover. We'll just run through these kind of quick. Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez. I think it's probably time for Io Shirai to drop the belt. I don't know what else she would do. I mean, she could be my champion forever as far as I'm concerned. I love her.
I think we talked about this on another show recently that we did. I definitely would love to see Io retain. But at the same time, I think she's getting ready to go up to the main roster, which I think she'll do amazing there regardless. So I'm there for it no matter what.
She's just so good.
Yeah,
it's just it's poetry in motion. Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa. This is going to be ridiculous. Love me some
Tommaso.
Right. I don't think he's definitely not going to win. Is he? Is he going to go to England? It's intriguing enough, especially because it's him and he's done everything he possibly can in NXT. So I guess it is normal for somebody to put it in your mind that, like, oh, maybe he would go over to the UK.
He very easily could.
I would actually be totally cool with that. I'd like to see him go up against a bunch of different people. Rampage Brown, for example, that would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
What's that guy's name? The guy with the mohawk.
I know who you're talking about. The one that just went up against Dragunov.
Yeah, it starts with G. I like him a lot. With Dragunov versus Ciampa. Give me that any day of the week. MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans versus Legado del Fantasma is going to be the low-key banger of the night. It's going to be a stupid match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who's going to win this match, honestly. I don't think it's Legado del Fantasma. I kind of think that I don't know. They could go either way because, like, if they want to start MSK out really strong, they already won the tournament. But I love me some Grizzled Young Veterans as a fellow Grizzle. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's going to be MSK. I think that they are starting them off strong. I think that they want them to be the next champions. I think that they're definitely going to be a big thing for WWE. They're young. They're super athletic. They're going to attract the new wave wrestlers. I think what they've done is WWE has hired a lot of like wrestlers from AEW's type of style. In short, we've seen Blake Christensen, the guy that Ben Carter, whatever his new name is. Mark, what is his new name?
I don't know. I already forgot it because I hated it. But
yeah. So I think that they're not trying to set up to compete, but they're definitely adding a new style that will bring in new type of fans that maybe not are a little bored of the stale type of WWE softer side. So I definitely think that MSK is the tag team champion or will be the next tag team champions and is probably in the eyes of them very much the tag team or trying to build them to be that tag team.
With that, Leon Ruff versus Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Loomis versus LA Knight. Gauntlet match for a North American title shot on night 2. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm thinking either Cameron or Bronson, unless this is how we finally get to Dexter versus Johnny Gargano, and at which point I think Dexter would go over.
I actually think it's going to be either Dexter or LA Knight. They're not going to bring in somebody like LA Knight without giving him pretty much a quick title shot, I don't believe.
I thought that too, but he lost to Bronson Reed clean the other night.
And that made it be set up a feud. I think what he was going to, I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, that would make sense though. Like he loses to him, and then he gets the title shot and then wins, and then they do something with Bronson Reed and Johnny Gargano and Dexter Loomis can go on and continue their weird thing or whatever. Because since it's NXT, it doesn't mean that things are going to necessarily reset like it would for WrestleMania. So, I mean, because, usually things start all over in a cycle after WrestleMania. What's next? Night 2. Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross.
Go Finn, but I think Karrion's going to get it.
Yep, I think so too. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. This is going to be tough to watch if you're an Undisputed Era fan.
Mm-hmm. Go Kyle, though.
Yep, I think everyone gets involved. I think we see Bobby Fish come back and choose a side.
I don't know. I think we may be seeing the end of it. I think that he may take a little time. Or this will be a great heel moment for him.
Yeah, or it's a way to get Adam Cole up to the main roster, which I'm cool with that also. Kyle O'Reilly's badass. They're both badass. It's good. There's no way that it's not going to be good. Johnny Gargano versus somebody. I guess we think it's either going to be Dexter Loomis. And I mean, it'd be fun if it was Cameron Grimes, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Shotzi and Ember versus The Way. This is going to be an awesome match. Candice LeRae will be the dictator for this match and kind of make sure everything goes straight. I think they retain here.
I hope so. I love me some Shotzi and I love me some Ember. So, let's keep them there. I actually want them to go to the main roster and no, I don't. I take that back. That's all.
I don't think it's a good idea to have those titles change hands for a second time within a month of them being introduced. So hopefully they retain, and we can start building some strength with those belts. Santos Escobar versus Jordan Devlin in a ladder match. This is going to be amazing.
A banger for sure.
Banger for sure. I love Jordan Devlin, even if he may have done some allegedly done some questionable things in his past. He's a fantastic wrestler, and Santos is great too. So,
yeah,
this is going to be a really good show. I mean, that's Santos Jordan, definite banger. The Way versus Shotzi and Ember might be a banger. Depends on who Johnny is against. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly is going to be ridiculous. Karrion Kross and Finn Balor will be interesting, but I don't think it'll be bad at all. The ladder match is going to be good. The tag, I mean, they're all so good, such good matches.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to tell at the end of the day which one's better than the next. And then we have the Collective. Is the last thing I want to talk about. 12 different events by GCW. You can purchase in advance for $140. This does sound like a lot, but if you do the math, you're going to save a whole bunch of money because they're all individually about either $19.99 or $21.99. So if you want to watch a couple of them, they're all going to be fantastic. The Acid Cup is the one I want to talk about. It's going to be an amazing, amazing tournament. Lee Moriarty, Jordan Oliver's in it. AJ Gray, Nate Webb, Laredo Kid. Just all these great names from multiple promotions. Lee Moriarty's in it. Who else is it? Calvin Tankman's in it. Braden Lee, Dragon Bane, Ken Broadway. I mean, the list goes on. Still Life. I don't know much about Still Life. And Tony Deppen. So this is all going to be Treehouse Lee. I mean, it's insane. Like this tournament's going to be absurd. I can't wait for that, and that'll span over 2 nights, starting on Thursday into Friday. So overall, very exciting weekend of wrestling. I'm glad we're getting the major indie events coming back for Wrestlemania weekend, and what seems to be a pretty lackluster show for WWE, which I think that means we'll actually be pleasantly surprised with some of it.
Probably, yeah.
Which is good. And we're going to get to watch wrestling in front of fans. And it's good that it's happening anyway, because other stuff gets to exist around that and everyone gets to make a bunch of money, which is what we want for our wrestlers, because we love our wrestlers. Is there anything else you would like to add, Bryana?
No, not today.
Yep. You've been listening to Scussions with Orlando, Bryana, and DMC Grizzle Daniel McKee. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time.